In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a list view like you've got here and add a search and filter box to the top of it that operates in real time. I've got my app running here in test mode, so I'm going to be switching back and forth between the design and test. And we're going to be starting with this page here. This has got a pretty standard list view on it. It's connecting to Firestore to be able to get some data. It's just a list of documents. I've got a filter on here that's filtering by the logged in user. Otherwise, there's nothing really that special about the list view. The process of adding the search box is pretty straightforward, so let's get that underway. I've got a column inside a container. My list view is in that column, so I'm just going to add a text field into the same column and move it to the top. I'm really not going to spend much time worrying about how it's formatted. Let's just give this a name. So it's a little clearer to find later. When we add the text field, one of the things we want to do is we want to we'll set some hint text, but we also want to update this page on change. Basically what that does is it triggers the page redraw and update state based on the content of the search box. We also have the ability to specify how many milliseconds we want to wait after finishing search or after finishing typing until the screen is redrawn. So I'm just going to put 500 milliseconds in, half a second. The way that we're actually going to make this search work is we're going to control the visibility of the items in the list based on them matching the content of the search. So the way that we do this is we control the visibility not of the entire list, but of the child item under the list view. So we've got our list view here. This is our list tile. So this is the item that we want to control visibility on. Now it's pretty straightforward what we want to do here. We just basically want to show or hide the item in the list based on whether it matches the content of the search. However, we want the search to be relatively broad. So rather than the search being an exact match, we want to be able to search on what I would call a contains type search. So if I go back to my example, you can see here that if I put in the letters PLA, it's matching this based on the PLA here in the word place. So we want it to be able to search in the string anywhere rather than just the beginning of the string or doing an entire string match. The way that we're going to control the visibility is by using a custom function. Now I've already written the custom function once, so I'm going to write it again from scratch. And importantly, we're going to sort of build it progressively. So I'm going to do something wrong to start with, and then we'll fix it as we go. So we're going to control the visibility of the list tile. So we'll flip this switch here to control the visibility. And we're going to manage the visibility based on a custom function. You can see I've got a function here called show search result. We're going to leave that because that's the one that's working on the page that I've got as an example. I'm going to create a new function, and I'm going to call it show search result 2 for the sake of actually getting this to work. Now we want to be able to use this function in places other than this list. So if we've got a list type control on 6 different pages on our app, then we want to be able to use that function in all of those places. The way visibility works is that it needs to know, quite simply, show this or don't show this. It's a yes or no. That is, it's a true or false type of result. So the return type that we want to be able to use here is a Boolean value. That is a true or false. There's only 2 parameters that we want to pass in. So the first thing that we want to pass in is the piece of text that we're searching for. So I'm going to say something like text search for. That's going to be a string. And the second parameter is the text we are searching. So effectively what we're doing here is we're going to search through this parameter for the existence of the data returned here. So just back to my example for a moment. We've got PLA and we found another other place. So PLA would be this value and the value of the actual item would be this here. All right, we're going to return a Boolean value. We've got our two parameters set up. Let's have a look at putting our code together. We will start here. So we're going to basically do a really simple string comparison. So because we're writing in Dart, Dart has some string manipulation tools and functions that we can use. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we want to find a piece of text inside another. So we'll say text search in, and we're going to use the contains function. And we're looking for text search for. Now the contains returns a Boolean, a yes, no. So all we're going to do here is we're going to actually return the result of that function. So what we're doing here is we're using text search in, that is the text that contains the full string, and we're going to return true or false if this string exists inside this string. Pretty straightforward. And like I said, it's intentionally wrong to get started. We'll do our quick check. Great, save that. And now what we want to do is we want to apply this function that we've just created to the visibility of this list here. So we're going to, we see the two parameters that we've just created, text search for and text search in. So the text searched for is from a variable, and we're going to get it from the field search that we created before. And the text search in, again, is from a variable, but it's going to be from the record from Firebase, and it has the field name trip_name. Great. So there shouldn't be much more we need to do here to be able to test this out. Oh, my session has expired. Okay, we've got our new test session. Let's test out our search. So let's say we're looking for, well, let's do the search for other place. We'll use that as our starting point. So we'll put in PLA. Great. We get another other place as our search result. That's all good. However, we do have a problem. Notice that we've got a couple of items here. There's one that's yada 2, and we've got another one here, yada as well. If I do a search for the letter Y, you notice that I'm only getting one of the two search results. And that's because we haven't really accommodated the fact that we might need to search for an uppercase or lowercase letter. And in this case, if I search for an uppercase Y, I get one result, and a lowercase y, I get a different result. Similarly, if I'm trying to find beach and just search for the word beach, I don't get any results. However, if I put in a capital B, then I get my results. So we need to fix this. Let's go back to our custom function and have a look at how we might make this work. The easiest way to actually make this work is to modify our function to accommodate the fact that the text that we're searching for and the text we're searching in might be in uppercase or lowercase. And we can do that by forcing everything into all uppercase or all lowercase. So the text that we're searching in, we're going to convert that just waiting for the, there it is, to lowercase. So we'll put that function there. And the text that we're searching for, we're going to convert to lowercase also. So what this means is that irrespective of whether the text that we're searching for or the text we're searching in is uppercase or lowercase, it's going to assume everything is in lowercase. So let's check that again. Save that. Let's do a reload on our test application. Okay, let's do our search again for beach. You can see now we get Pilchard Beach. Let's do our search just using the letter Y. You can see now we get both results, one showing uppercase, one showing lowercase.